Hello, my loves. So, last couple of days, or I'd quite honestly say last couple of weeks, I've been struggling a lot with my healing process. And it started when I was writing my book and then published my book. And this whole time I've just felt like something is shifting and something is changing. And I've been super nervous about whatever it is, but like embracing and accepting it. And I don't know, the last couple of days I feel like all I've done is cry and be really frustrated. And I'm guessing it's because we're going into a, I want to say, Scorpio full moon that is in Uranus, I think. And specifically where my Uranus falls is in the 7th house, which has to do with everything that I am. And it has to do with death and rebirth. And my Uranus is in Aquarius, so that's a lot of like the mysterious, don't always get the answers type stuff. I don't know. I got this card, Grief. I have a shadow work oracle deck, so that was one of the cards that got pulled. But right before I made this video, I was listening to Damocles by Sleep Token, and this isn't the first time that song has come up, but it just really resonated with me in that time where when he's like, when the river runs dry and the curtain is called, how will I know if I can't see the bottom? Come up for air and choke on it all. No one else knows that I've got a problem. What if I can't get up or stand tall? What if the diamond days are all gone? And who will I be when the empire falls? Wake up alone and I'll be forgotten. I don't know if I got all the words right for that, but it's because I've been stressed and dealing with a lot of self-worth issues, and like I'm pushing through having my voice be heard despite how I feel. My binge eating has been off the charts, and especially the last couple of days I tried to stop vaping and then I just couldn't stop eating, and then all the self-deprecating thoughts just kept getting pulled up. And my mom made a good point. She's like, in this time of healing, you have to sometimes make a list of where you want to get, and do it in steps. You can't do it all at once, because if you do, it becomes overwhelming. And she was talking to me specifically about changing my job, and she's like, if you're going to be changing your job, like, it's not saying that you should not have a goal in mind to, work on your overeating and work on your, what is it? like that for me it's vaping. She's like, you should put it in your mind to have those things as a goal, but put them in an order that makes sense to you of importance, and like, don't beat yourself up if you're not at like level 5 when you haven't beat level 1 and level 2, and make sure that you're giving gratitude and reflecting on where you've been and all this other stuff. And she was telling me specifically, she says, you're coping, you basically you're wanting change and you're working towards that change, and then you stripped yourself away of any coping mechanisms while all this is going on. So, of course, everything feels like it's falling apart. And quite honestly, I don't know if today's is going to be a reading. And I think this is more of just me working through my own issues. But I've tried to make my own voice and, the book that I wrote and everything, I try to make it as authentic as I am. That there's not always going to be good days. There are some bad days, and their healing is not linear, so sometimes you got issues. I don't know it. We have the 4 of Pentacles and we have the 6 of Pentacles. If this is something you can relate to, great. I mean, we're going through a full moon right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is something you can relate to, but I'm just doing this, I think, for practice, to get myself out there and push through what I feel. I don't know. Okay, so I'd say with the King of Wands, it's talking about seeing things through to the end, and I'd say that this has to do with the end of a cycle. Specifically, I'd say the end of the cycle of self-worth issues and trust issues, being in like that lower vibration. With the Fool, it talks of new beginnings, and I'd say that with these new beginnings coming in, you're getting a lot of wisdom from your spirit guides. But just, I'd say, remember, like, you may be getting all this information and you may want to be pushing to get to like a certain place, but remember to be patient with yourself, that like you're not always going to be ready to go to level 4 when you're at level, 2. Like and it doesn't always go in order. You may be fine one day and not fine the next day. I'd say with the 4 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles, this is talking about, what is this? Stability, structure, and manifestation. And with this one, it's talking about like balance and harmony. So I'd say wealth-wise, like there is abundance coming in, and it's with you learning who you are and letting go of who you're not. But right now, there is, like with this full moon, there's a death of that ego or like lower vibration form of yourself. And so you're basically having to like be at like the tower moment of that, where you're dealing with that level of yourself. So give yourself the time and effort that you have to for that, and Good luck.